Welcome to Aloha Stadium. I'm Les Kiter, proud to present the best in high school football, the OIA and the ILH on parade. You'll see our new stadium stars as they follow in the footsteps of the great football superstars Staubach to Zapolo and Peyton to Pele. They've all romped on the Aloha Stadium carpet. So sit back, relax, and with the voices of our young intern sportscasters, 1994 Stadium Stars.
And welcome to Aloha Stadium for today's OIA playoff football game between the Kahuku Red Raiders and the Nanakuli Golden Hawks. You could call this a David versus Goliath matchup. Kahuku finished the regular season undefeated at 6-0. They come in as the top-ranked offense in the Red Division with 2,167 yards total offense. They top the rushing column with 1,477 yards rushing, averaging 361.2 yards per game. On defense, they've allowed 54 yards rushing, 710 yards passing for a total of 764 yards in that category. They are the only three-figure team defensively in that category, allowing 127.3 yards per game. Looking down the individual statistics, in rushing, they have Vi Natoa, their leading rusher, averaging 135.7 yards per game. Their quarterback, Funaki, is the fifth-ranked passer in the Red Division with 597 yards passing with 8 touchdown passes this year. Wong for Kahuku has 4 touchdown catches, has 4 of those, I should say, for 21.3 yards per catch, 405 yards total for the season with 19 catches. Looking over at Nanakuli now, they are 4-1-1 coming into the first round playoff game. Nanakuli finishing the season with 1,800 yards total offense, averaging 300 yards per game. Defensively, they've allowed 660 yards rushing, 380 yards passing for a total of 1,040 yards, or an average of 173.3 yards per game. Their top rusher is Roman, Sage Roman, that is, 348 yards at a 4.6 average with a per game average of 58 yards per game. Nicholas Simpson, their quarterback, is their second leading rusher with 246 yards, 4.1 per carry, and 41 yards per game. Simpson, of course, their top passer with 673 yards passing. He has thrown for 6 touchdown passes this year. In the receiving department, Henry Po Ching, of course, averaging 46.5 yards per catch for 511 yards, 5 touchdowns, and has caught 11 passes this year. His running mate Alexander has caught 5 catches for 116 yards and a 23.2 yard average. Both teams now meeting at midfield to shake hands. As you can see here, this should be quite a ball game today between Nanakuli and Kahuku. As I said, a David and Goliath matchup. Basically, Nanakuli, of course, has some size to be able to keep up with Kahuku early on. It'll be interesting, though, as we go through the third and fourth quarters to see how the difference in bench strength affects the ball game here. Of course, Nanakuli, a team that relies primarily on a big pass strike offense, on a big play offense, I should say, with 511 yards passing, or 511 yards per catch for Henry Po Ching, or I should say 46.5 yards for a total of 511 yards pass receiving. Nicholas Asinsin has 673 yards passing for 6 touchdowns. And overall, Sage Roman is their top rusher with 348 yards, or a 4.6 average, 58 yards per game. Kahuku, on the other hand, of course, comes in as the top-ranked offense with 2,167 yards passing, or overall, I should say. In terms of the passing department, they have 690 yards. Kahuku with 1,477 yards rushing. Now, as you see, both teams, of course, getting ready for the kickoff here. Again, a David versus Goliath matchup today at Aloha Stadium between these two teams. Kahuku, of course, the top OIA team in the red division. Nanakuli coming in as the second place team in the blue division. Nanakuli looking to develop themselves a program similar to the one they had back in 1982 when their team went all the way to a second place finish in the Prep Bowl against St. Louis. And of course the Hawks hoping to be the David today that knocks off Goliath. It basically would come down probably to a matchup of team depth. Nanakuli set to kick off behind number 23, Ronald Kaliko, a defensive back, 5'5", 145 pounds. He's a senior. Deep to receive is the dangerous Steve Laulu, a defensive back, 6'2", 195, a senior. This fellow does a lot of different things, though, for Kahuku, also providing pass catching as well as ball carrying duties for them. And we're set to get underway here with first quarter action. Nanakuli in white jerseys, black numerals, black pants, black helmet with gold trim. Kahuku in their red uniforms with white numbers and black pants, red helmets with white trim. And here's the kickoff, high floater. And returning it for Kahuku is number 2, Vai Natoa, running back, 6 feet 190, a senior. He's their top rusher this season with 135.7 yards per game rushing, 814 for the regular season. Kahuku will open up under the guidance of their quarterback, number 7. That's Preston Taylor out there. So a surprise at quarterback with Taylor given to Natoa. Natoa, big gain out over to the 40-yard line in Nanakuli territory. So on 1st and 10 right away, Kahuku going to what they do best. And as you see here, right away they go to Vai Natoa, their leading rusher, and he finds some nice running room off to one side before he finally steps out of bounds up around the 45-yard line in Nanakuli territory. And a halfback pass firing downfield. The intended receiver for Kahuku that time, number 20, Otis Owong, their top receiver. Looking downfield to throw was Warrenson Nihipali. So now Funaki coming on to lead the Red Raiders as Coach Doug Simone is throwing a few more things for people to worry about as they'll face, should they face Nanakuli in future playoff games. I formation. Funaki the give on the pitch. Out to Natoa. Natoa out around the 30 down to the 29-yard line of Nanakuli. So on consecutive carries by Natoa, Kahuku on the move, as you'll see here. Natoa finding the crease along the near side following the blocking of Ken Fa'avai, running back 5'9", 180, a junior. Yes, part of that Fa'avai family. Isaac A'alona is the ball carrier this time, a running back, 5'10", 175, a junior. Kahuku does like to spread it around a little bit. A'alona, 427 yards over 6 games, an average of 9.55 yards per carry, 71.2 per game. So Kahuku likes to spread it between their two top rushers there. 2nd and 9 on the 28 for Kahuku. And flags go flying. And they call encroachment on Nanakuli. Nanakuli looking to try and shut off the running lanes of the Kahuku attack. And they get a little too tight to the line of scrimmage, and so this now makes it 2nd and 4 on the 23 for the Red Raiders. Natoa on the ball on the carry. Just follows his blocking straight ahead. Nanakuli getting blown off the ball so far, as you'll see here. Basic Natoa, nobody there in a white shirt until he's about a good 3 or 4 yards upfield before Nanakuli finally tackling him up around the 19-yard line. Kahuku steadily marching downfield. Now referee's whistle holds up the action here. Apparently the referee's wanting Kahuku to move, or rather not Kahuku rather, but Nanakuli wanting them to move back from the sidelines a bit. So once again, a 1st and 10 on the Nanakuli 19 for the Kahuku Red Raiders. Red Raiders on a steady march downfield. I formation. Man on the near side is Wong. Funaki looking downfield. Intended receiver on the play was number 85. Or check that, I believe that was number 87, Sakilia Mangale. The tight end, 6'4", 220, a junior.
2nd and 10, all at the 19 yard.
Funaki on 2nd down. The give to Natoa. And Natoa runs right into the middle, right into the arms of number 72, Pasilio, the defensive lineman, 6'1", 240, a senior. He's kind of hard to move off the ball. As you see there, as he just brings down Vai Natoa of Kahuku. And Funaki, just as he gets the snap, penalty called. They're going to call encroachment against Nanakuli again, coming across a little too soon. Brings up a 3rd and 5 now, officially they call it, on the 15-yard line. It's actually more like 3rd and 6 from our measurement upstairs. The ball is ahead to Natoa, and a flag goes flying again, as perhaps the game getting a little sloppy here. We'll see what the prelim indication is. This will be, of course, against Kahuku this time. So Kahuku perhaps losing a little bit of their concentration as they started a steady march downfield and now find themselves backed up to the Nanakuli 25 on 3rd down, and they call it 16. Back to pass is Funaki. Looks downfield, has his receiver down at the 1-yard line. That's their top receiver, Otis Wong, 5'11", 175, a senior. As you see here, Funaki getting good time to throw the ball here on 3rd and long to bring up the 1st and goal, as he just guns it out there into the direction of Wong, who gets good separation from the defensive back, but not able to score, however. Brings up a 1st and goal. And Funaki takes it himself for the Kahuku touchdown. So Nanakuli giving up the first score of the ball game as Kahuku goes ahead 6-0 with 8:36 remaining here in the first quarter. And coming on to add the extra point is Aaron Stewart, 6'1", 190, a senior, out of the hold of Funaki, who just scored the touchdown on the keeper. The ball hits the upright, bounces back, and it stays 6-0 Kahuku. So although Nanakuli giving up the touchdown, the crossbar rejecting the extra point kick. Here once again you see the good surge by the Kahuku lineman, taking everybody off the ball and giving Funaki all kinds of running room. And the Kahuku cheerleaders with something to cheer about here early, with 8:36 remaining here in the first quarter. Red Raiders lead it 6-0 over the Nanakuli Hawks.
I don't know. Like that's the first time I see you. I know who that.
So in spite of a couple of penalties on their opening drive, Kahuku able to take the ball and stick it into the Nanakuli end zone, thanks to some fine running by Vai Natoa and a nice pass from Funaki to Otis Wong, setting up the 1-yard touchdown run for Funaki from the 1-yard line. As looking on is number 75 for Nanakuli. Or I believe that's number 72, Pasilio. The Sale Pasilio there along the sidelines. As Fulovaka gets set to kick it away for the Kahuku Red Raiders. This will bounce and picked up by Roman at around the 12-yard line. He gets up to the 15 and then gets swallowed up and knocked back to the 10-yard line. We'll see whether they give him forward progress or not. Forward progress should bring it out to the 15, and it does. Making the initial stop on the play for Kahuku's number 9, Nihoa Pule. As you see here, Roman having problems trying to pick up the ball. Gets the AstroTurf bounce, a kind bounce, and able with forward progress, able to bring it up to the 15, but that was about it as Kahuku just comes in and swallows him up. So Nanakuli under Nika Simpson's guidance on first down. The give is to Roman, and he immediately gets to the line of scrimmage, makes a yard, and that's probably about it. Ball officially now spotted up around, or back around, I should say, at the 14-yard line. Nanakuli coach Shea Pila and his staff looking on, wondering how did they move the ball against this tough Kahuku defense. Pila having probably the best comment, saying the best thing we can do is pray. The give is to Roman, and Roman, following his blocking, gets ahead for a couple of yards. Call it about 5, possibly 6, up around the 20, 21-yard line. Good surge that time by the offensive line of Nanakuli to make some yardage, as you'll see here. Once again, Sage following his blocking. Good surge, as I said, as you see there. He manages to get a good 3-4 yards upfield before Kahuku finally closes in on him. If one edge that Kahuku has, it's probably their speed and quickness up front. Nanakuli, though, with some good size, especially off of that right side, as you see there. Behind offensive lineman number 69, Paris Hauhio, 5'11", 350, a junior. And a flag holds up action. We'll see what this is. As Nanakuli making a substitution in here. They bring in their another big offensive lineman. They bring in Pasilio, who of course plays defense as well as offense, at 6'1", 240. It's going to make it mighty tough running over that right side. And Simpson now rolling out, looking downfield, fires complete, has Henry Paul Ching out there. Or correction, that may be Ru Kunukau. We'll see. But Asinson rolling out to the corner looking for an open man. Fires it into the hands of Kunukau. Kunukau going out along the sidelines for the first down. Roman once again the ball carrier, and a flag goes flying. Possible holding on the play. We'll see.
We have backfield in motion against the offense. Decline. Second down.
So they call off the penalty. Nanakuli instead will absorb the down, as you'll see here. They call illegal motion on this. Roman, though, with a pretty good surge, managed to get a yard or two. Kahuku sacrifices the yardage for the down, managing to limit them to just 1 yard, bringing up a 2nd and 9 here for Simpson and company. The give is to Kunukau. He spins out of the grasp of one man, but not before the Kahuku defense closes him down. Coming in on the play there was number 49, Shane the Kui, making the stop. The linebacker, 5'11", 205, a senior. Nanakuli at times, so far today, able to get a few blocks here and there and make a little bit of room for their runners. 3rd down now and 7 on the 32-yard line of Nanakuli. Golden Hawks looking to put something together here on their opening drive. I formation. Receiver split left and right. Simpson going to loop this one out in the direction of Po Ching. Or I believe that is John Alexander, I should say. 6 foot, 185-pound senior. Covering him on the play, Keola Wilkins, a 5'11 defensive back. Simpson looking for the matchup here. Gets good time to loop this pass out. And Alexander just not able to come up with it. Good decision, though. Having Alexander with a couple of inches on the... They mark him at 5'11", but Keola Wilkins looked a lot smaller than that out there on that play. That brings up 4th down, and Simpson will have to punt it away. And this settles into the hands of Vai Natoa. Takes it back around the 35, over the 40, up to the 45, and out around the 46-yard line of the Red Raiders. 5:09 remaining in the first quarter. Kahuku leading 6-0. Coming up with their 2nd possession here for the first quarter. Kahuku able to drive steadily downfield and score a touchdown, put a couple of points on the board, and lead it 6-0 here over the Nanakuli Golden Hawks. And we have timeout on the field with our score. Again, Kahuku 6, Nanakuli 0. And you see Kahuku here around one of their defensive coaches, making adjustments as the game going along, or I should say their offensive coordinator, as this is the offensive unit heading out onto the field. Funaki brings them back onto the field as both teams reposition themselves. Ball 1st and 10 up around the Kahuku 46, where the Red Raiders take their 2nd possession of the game. This is Natoa. Natoa with some fine running gets it over midfield into Nanakuli territory. Mark it around, call it the 49. As in there to help make the stop, number 67, Dick Coco. As you see Natoa here, looking for some running room. Natoa, a very elusive running back, as you see him running through 2 tackles there before finally being brought down in a near face mask there. And officials hold up time as they check on Natoa once again. Lined up in the I formation. This time Funaki fakes the pitch. He'll take it himself. Funaki now with some blocking, some time, has an open man. The pass complete to the big fullback, Ken Fa'avai. Fa'avai, all kind of running room. Gets it downfield, finally shoved out around the 10-yard line, and the flag goes flying. And as you see here, Funaki, of course, coming out on a naked bootleg in all kinds of trouble. Manages to pick up a little bit of blocking. Going across the field, finding Ken Fa'avai, his fullback. And Natoa, as you can see here, nice block there. And then finally getting wrapped out of bounds by number 31 of Nanakuli, Ernest Mahelona. The penalty, though, called against Kahuku will take them back up around the Nanakuli 30-yard line. Or it'll be 1st and 10 for the Kahuku Red Raiders. Red Raiders marching on their second drive here, and this looks like a good scoring drive they're putting together. Kahuku so far coming up with some nice running room. This is Funaki. Gets away from one man. Funaki fakes it, he'll keep it. And finally shoved out of bounds out around the 21-22-yard line. They'll call a penalty here, I believe, against number 67 of the Golden Hawks, Dick Coco, who was in on the last play. And the penalty will make it 1st and 10, down around the 11-yard line.
Half the distance to go. 1st down.
1st and 10.
So on the penalty, this makes it 1st and 10 at the 11 for Kahuku. Nanakuli with their backs to the goal line. Backs to the goal, I should say. And Funaki finds his man. Number 87, Mangale, the tight end, 6'4", 220, a junior. Completing the 11-yard touchdown pass to Mangale in the end zone. 3:59 remaining in the first quarter. See if Nanakuli goes for 2 here, if they settle for the point, for the extra point kick. As Kahuku right now with a 12-0 lead. Here in the first quarter, 3:59 remaining. And they call a fake, and they'll go for 2, and they get 2. As Ken Fa'avai making the fine catch out there on the fake extra point kick. As Funaki, the holder, rolled out to the near side and found his man. So Nanakuli having to struggle a bit, while Kahuku, on the other hand, with their depth, with their talent, able to pretty much do what they want to do out there for the most part. As you see Funaki there, thrown for a touchdown, and has run for a touchdown today. This is the touchdown play here. As you see the tight end just releasing, sneaking downfield, and Mangale able to pull it in for the touchdown. Fuluvaka will kick off here while Nanakuli's receiving team takes the field. And then we'll show you the extra point following that. This is how, of course, Kahuku picking up the 2-point conversion, the pass there off the fake extra point kick, and that makes it now 14-0 Kahuku over Nanakuli. So the Hawks looking for something, anything, to try and put some points on the board here, give themselves a little bit of momentum. So far, they've had to struggle. They've had some big plays at times, but just not enough big plays to get them into the end zone. Kahuku fans, on the other hand, enjoying themselves here this evening in this OIA first-round playoff game between these two teams. Nanakuli fans on the other side and trying to encourage their team to try and get on the scoreboard. The ball settles into Sage Roman. He brings it up the middle. Gets it out over the 20. Call it about the 24, possibly the 25-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10, Nanakuli from there. And here's Sage Roman. Their fine return man as well as tailback, bringing it up the field. Roman, the backup quarterback, 6'1", 180, a senior, who runs into a whole bunch of red shirts there for Kahuku, rather, as Nanakuli looking for a way to try and get the ball moving and get some momentum and try and establish a drive here and try and get a couple of points on the scoreboard. 3:29 remaining here in the first quarter. The give is to Kunukau. Kunukau finds nothing up the middle, manages to make it back to the line of scrimmage, and that's pretty much it. Coach Shea Pila and one of his coaching staff members looking on, looking for some way to try and get the ball moving. I formation for the Hawks here on 2nd and 8 and 10. Simpson under some heavy pressures. Laulu and company giving chase. Simpson fires deep into a crowd. And it is complete. They call it a catch. Credit number 83 of the Hawks, Hansen Kaava, 6 feet, 170-pound senior wide receiver. Big play for Nanakuli, as you see here. There's a Simpson under all kinds of pressure, rolling to the corner. Finally just firing this downfield. And the hands of Kaava able to pull it in Kahuku territory up around the 35-yard line. So Simpson coming up with the big play. Simpson gives to Kunukau, and Kunukau makes about 3 yards before he's finally ridden out of bounds there by the defender. I believe number 45, or excuse me, that's number 48, Bronson Miranda, I believe. As you see here, Kunukau, and he runs right into, that's number 43, Kautai Olevao. And Olevao riding him out of bounds there. So credit Olevao with the tackle that time. Bringing up a 2nd and 7 on the 32. The give, taking the ball this time, Simpson, he takes it by himself, makes a couple of yards, down into Kahuku territory, up around the 30-yard line. Pickup of 2 on the play, brings up a 3rd and 5 here. So Nanakuli up to the line, and now the whistles blow as the referees hold up action as they check on something here. Apparently making sure everybody's helmets and pads are laced up tight here. Slot man to the near side. The quick slant in pass is complete to number 41, John Alexander. Alexander trying to take the inside slant, trying to get the first down. He needed to get up around the 25-yard line. Penalty apparently going to be against Kahuku, and this will result in a Nanakuli first down. Now around the 15-yard line of Kahuku. So the Nanakuli crowd with a lot to cheer about suddenly, with a big play and a couple of mental mistakes being made by Kahuku. Nanakuli threatening to score here. 1st and 10 at the Kahuku 15-yard line. 36 seconds left in the first quarter. Wingman to the near side is Kaava. Simpson on the pitch, gives to Roman. Roman to the 10-yard line. Pick up a 5 on the play. possibly down to the 9, depending on the spot. So all of a sudden, Nanakuli coming up with a couple of big plays and some good momentum here. Looking to stick this in the end zone as Simpson comes rolling out and almost at the last second finding Sage Roman, and Roman getting ahead for a couple of yards as the quarter will run out here before Nanakuli can run off the play. So we'll change sides of the field here. 14-0 Kahuku, but Nanakuli threatening. And back to action at Aloha Stadium. Second quarter about to get underway. Kahuku leading 14-0, but Nanakuli, thanks to some big passing plays and a couple of mental mistakes by Kahuku, has the ball 1st and 10. Or 2nd and 5, I should say, up around the 10-yard line. Correction on that. Nanakuli running over to the sidelines real quick to check in with one of their coaches, as the referee's now gesturing them back onto the field. Nanakuli, the Golden Hawks, with a golden opportunity here to slice this lead in half. They trail 14-0 to Kahuku here. Opening play of the second quarter. Split backs behind the quarterback, Asinsin. Asinsin looking for some running room, finds Roman. Roman drops the ball. Lucky to fall on it. Roman with all kinds of running room, almost left the ball behind on that pitch. 2-yard gain of all that action as Asinsin managing to get it out to Roman. Roman had all kinds of running room out there as they managed to surprise the Kahuku Red Raider defense that time. Split backs again behind the quarterback Asinsin. That's Roman and Kunukau. And just as the ball is snapped, whistles and flags go flying. We'll see what this is all about.
Dead ball foul, illegal procedure against the offense, 5 yards. Repeat, 3rd down.
Illegal procedure, I believe, called against Nanakuli. This will back them up. So just when the Hawks have something nice going, they get backed up on a mental mistake themselves, and they come up with a 3rd down now and 8 to go. Up around the Kahuku 13-yard line. Coach Shea Pila for Nanakuli looking on. Certainly had to be pleased with the big plays, but now has to be somewhat distressed that they've been backed up 5 yards. Simpson has some coverage. This may be picked off, and a saving swipe by Henry Po Ching, their top receiver. 6'1", 185, a senior playing defensive back against the defense of Kahuku. Able to keep the Red Raiders from intercepting that pass. This will bring up a 4th and 8 for Nanakuli. As you see here, Simpson with some good time, just looping it for the end zone. Po Ching having to come back for it as that pass just a little bit underthrown for him. Field goal attempt out of the hold of Roman. Simpson punches it away, but this will be short. And so Kahuku able to turn away the Nanakuli threat and maintain their 14-0 lead. Ball will be spotted up around the 20-yard line of Kahuku as the Red Raiders will take possession for the third time in this game. Kahuku able to score on their first 2 possessions, looking to add more points here. And just as Kahuku lines up, flags go flying. And they call encroachment against Nanakuli. This will back them up 5 yards. There's somebody lining up apparently in the neutral zone. Brings up a 1st and 5, making it 5 yards easier for the Red Raiders at their own 25-yard line. This is Natoa. And Natoa knocked out of bounds by Alton Kalahiki for Nanakuli. You see here all kinds of running room for Natoa. Hardly anyone touching him. He runs away from the first man before Kalahiki able to catch up with him, but not before Kahuku comes up with first down up around their own 47-yard line. I formation. The give once again Natoa. Natoa with good running room into Nanakuli territory around the Hawks' 40-yard line. Coming in on the tackle there, Alex Amina. As you see here, Natoa in the fullback position, able to get up there very quickly, make one man miss before finally Amina and company finish him off. Credit Ronald Kaliko with the initial ankle tackle. Defensive back 5'5", 145, a senior. Otis Wong on the receiving end from Funaki. Kahuku moving very easily downfield for the most part. So a 1st and 10 for Kahuku in Nanakuli territory around the 29. The give is to Natoa, yard or 2, and then gets knocked back. 9:48, 9:47, time winding down here in the first half. Credit Nanakuli's number 52 on the play, Peter K. Aloha with the tackle. As Natoa once again finding tough running room up the middle after the first couple of runs. As the Hawks stiffening here as Kahuku has the ball and they're deep in their own territory. 2nd and 8 on the 27. Funaki will keep it himself around the end. The pitch out, coming up with it. Number 55 for Nanakuli. Tuilesiu Fenumiai. Defensive lineman 5'10", 210 comes up with the AstroTurf fumble. So a mental error by Kahuku, and once again Nanakuli with the ball. As you see here, they try to pitch it out to Natoa. Natoa not able to pull it in, thinking about where he was going to run, and the kind AstroTurf bounce up into the hands of Fenumiai. So Nanakuli with split backs, and Simpson going to take it himself. Gets ahead for about a yard or 2, and that's it, up around the 32. Eight and a half minutes remaining here in the first half. Simpson, as you see here, just basically turning it up. Nice option run for a couple of yards. Good forward surge by that Nanakuli front line. Now 3 receivers in a snake formation. 1 receiver to the near side, 1 man behind the quarterback. That's Kunukau. And Roman, the ball just high up and over his head and not out of bounds. As Simpson taking a little too long to get that ball, a little too high to Roman, looking on, not happy with himself. As you see here from a reverse angle. On the other side of the field, the pass just too high for Sage Roman. Nanakuli looking to pull all the different rabbits out of their playbook hat. 8 minutes left in the half. Nanakuli threatened once, looking to try and do so again with their big play offense. Simpson rolls. Has a man open, 1st and 10 and more, down around the 45-yard line of the Golden Hawks. That'll bring up a 1st and 10. So Nanakuli at times able to, with some concentration, able to find some passing lanes, able to get the ball moving a little bit. And that time, as you saw there, able to complete the pass for the 1st down. So on 1st and 10 from their own 45, here's a Simpson once again. Has a man open, had one man, and the ball slipped through his hands and able to pull it in. Hansen Kaava, 6 feet 170, a senior. As you'll see here, sometimes better to be lucky than good, they say, and here's a Simpson showing an example of that here. Guns it in. The safety man crossing over, almost having a chance to pick it off, but the ball arriving a little earlier. And Simpson able to complete the pass and set up a 2nd and 3 now in Kahuku territory around the Red Raider 48. Slot man to the near side as Simpson rolls out. Simpson fires into that zone, and Laulu, waiting for the pass, picks him off. And a penalty on the play. This may be on the return. There may have been holding, and this may back up Kahuku. But Simpson looking deep, misfiring that pass, probably wishes he had it back. And this indeed will back up Kahuku. It'll put them back around their own 26-yard line.
Against the return team.
Blocking below the knees called.
1st down.
As the offensive unit for Kahuku takes the field one more time. 6:49 remaining in the ball game. Kahuku leading 14-0. Funaki with all kinds of time. Fires it out to Otis Wong. And the Nanakuli defender out there, number 80. Alton Kalahiki and company out there waiting on Funaki. You see Funaki here back there, all kinds of time. And almost picked off as Henry Wong just went up and went deep and finally just stopped, waiting for the pass out there, rather than continuing the pattern. Almost set up a Nanakuli interception there. So some mental errors on Kahuku's part, keeping Nanakuli in this game. Another fine run by Natoa there as he bursts up the middle. Taken out by the Nanakuli defenders up around the 36-yard line. Needed to get to the 37 for the 1st down. Again, here comes Natoa right up the middle. And able to cut it to the outside with the fine blocking as the defense spread way out for Nanakuli. And Natoa trying for the 1st down there. Comes up about a yard short. This brings up a 3rd and 1. I formation. Receivers left and right. Tight end in for the Red Raiders. The give is to Natoa, or rather, that's Fa'avai. Fa'avai stopped for a moment and bursts ahead for the 1st down. And more as he gets out to the 41-yard line of Kahuku. And you see Fa'avai there, stopped temporarily, but managing to continue to struggle straight ahead, and then finally brought down up around his 42-yard line, where Kahuku will have it 1st and 10. Funaki sets his offensive unit down. The give to A'alona. A'alona over the 45 to the 46, out to the 47, where he's finally stopped. In on the play there, making contact, Chris Kuaiva. And here's Aolona, their second leading rusher, third overall in the OIA Red Division in the individual statistics column. This brings up a 2nd and 5 on the 47 of Kahuku for the Red Raiders. Double tight end, double wingman spread. Funaki with the fake. Funaki met at midfield and then finally knocked down out there by Alex Amina, defensive back, 5'4", 135, a senior. Also out there to wrap him up, Dick Coco, the defensive lineman. Coco, 5'11", 205, a senior out there. So the senior's coming up with some big plays for the Nanakuli Golden Hawks so far. But for the most part, Kahuku able to very easily move the ball. Kahuku on the other, or I should say Nanakuli on the other hand, having to rely on the big play. And Vainatoa gets the first down plus a yard or two more as Kahuku gets into Nanakuli territory once again. The Hawks, though, with their big play offense, able to threaten but not able to get the ball into the end zone on 2 consecutive possessions. 4:42 remaining here in the first half. 14-0 Kahuku. Red Raiders driving in Nanakuli territory. First and 10 at the 47. Wide open down the sidelines, and he will score. That's number 18, Dan Chase, wide receiver, 5'9", 165, a senior. Very lightly used receiver. Kahuku not one to necessarily throw the ball a whole lot, but showing that they can do it and doing it very effectively and very well this evening as they put up their third score on the board to make it 20-0, 4:23 remaining in the first half. Aaron Stewart comes on to kick. This will be out of the hold of the quarterback, Funaki. And Stewart manages to punch this one through this time to make it 21-0 Kahuku. As on a first down and 10 from the 48, from the Nanakuli 48, Funaki able to hook up with his wide receiver, number 18, Dan Chase. And Chase able to take it down the sidelines for the touchdown. 4:23 remaining, and Kahuku running away with it now, 21-0. Nanakuli early on able to threaten twice, but turned back by the Kahuku defense, as well as some mental mistakes of their own. Of course, Nanakuli with a very thin bench, having to go against a very deeper bench here for...
Give me an S.
Come on, give me an S.
What do you get?
Yes!
And back to Aloha Stadium, where Kahuku leads the Golden Hawks 21-0. 4:23 remaining in the first half. A 48-yard touchdown pass play from Funaki to Chase. As you see here, Chase managing to take it down the sidelines for the touchdown. Kickoff goes out of bounds in the meantime as we return to action. Flags go flying. It'll be a legal procedure, of course, against the Kahuku kickoff unit. Nanakuli probably will opt to take it up around the 30-yard line. They have the option of making Kahuku kick off once again from 5 yards back. We'll see what they do here.
Behind the penalty, ball will be placed flat on the 35.
So opting to take the... So opting to go with the ball at the 35-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Golden Hawks at that point. Kahuku, for the most part, able to have things their own way, but Nanakuli at times surprising the Hawks with a couple of big plays here and there. Simpson keeps, goes down the line of scrimmage, loses about a yard, and that'll be it. Brings up a 2nd and 12 now. Back at the 33-yard line for Nanakuli. From shotgun, Simpson. 3:45 remaining in the first half. And flags go flying. I believe this will be delay a game against Nanakuli, perhaps. We'll see.
Dead ball foul, encroachment on the defense.
No,
5
they call
yards,
encroachment
18,
on the
second
defense
down.
against Kahuku. This will bring up a 2nd down and 7 now. Call it the 38. Simpson once again from shotgun. Simpson escapes one man. Fires it out to his receiver, and a penalty along the sideline. Let's see. Coming up to make the defensive play, Victor Brock. 6'1", 200-pound senior. But the penalty called against Kahuku, so the Red Raiders making a couple of mistakes, getting a little sloppy here, giving Nanakuli a chance to move the ball here on penalties. Gives the ball right up around midfield to the Golden Hawks. As you see here, Simpson just winging that ball downfield. Looking for his intended receiver and almost picked off. Brock out of bounds for Kahuku. And that time firing for Henry Po Ching, the defensive man, number 10 for Kahuku. Aaron Stewart almost coming up with the pickoff. Stewart, of course, also their extra point kicker. A defensive back, 6'1", 190, a senior. That'll bring up a 2nd and 10 at midfield for Nanakuli now. Again from shotgun formation, 3:19 remaining. Almost an offsides. Simpson along the sideline fires. And they're trying to rule Simpson was out of bounds. They say he did stay in bounds, and the catch made in Kahuku territory around the 48. We'll see. They spot it down at the 48, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and 8. Or almost 7. Now they spot it up around the 47 in Kahuku territory. Again, Simpson under all kind of pressure, as you see from the reverse angle there. Simpson, oh, I don't know. Doug Simonis may have an argument there. With timeout on the field, though, it's Kahuku 21, Nanakuli nothing. So with 2:33 remaining in the first half.
Hi, son. What you doing?
Fixing the string.
All right. You need some help?
Yeah.
What you got? What you doing? Booking it out? Where's the man over there?
Got it.
Okay, got it. Got it?
Yep.
Okay, son. Are you from the front? Oh.
And back to action, 2:33 remaining here in the first half. Kahuku leads it 21-0. Golden Hawks with the ball, 3rd and 7 in Kahuku territory, up around the 47. And setting up the screen to Sage Roman. Roman with some running room. Roman first down. Roman out around the 35-yard line of the Kahuku Red Raiders. So Nanakuli using the screen pass to great advantage to cut off the pursuit of the Kahuku Red Raiders. Gets a 1st and 10 down around the 35, as you see here. Roman doing an excellent job to set up the screen here. Out to Roman. And then Roman just finding all kinds of nice running room. Nice block there. Ooh. That pretty close to a clip by number 61 of Nanakuli. And ahead goes a Simpson for about 5. As he's rolled out of bounds around the Kahuku 30 down to the 29 possibly. Where it'll be 2nd down. Spot officially at the 28 of Kahuku, so this brings up a 2nd and 7 now for Nanakuli. Nanakuli able to break a couple of big plays here and there, but when they get into scoring territory, they get turned back either by mental errors and a combination of a fine Kahuku defense. Simpson, as you see right there, dropping the ball and coming up with it, I believe that is number 49, Shane Kui. The linebacker, 5'11", 205, a senior, coming up with that turnover. So a combination of Hawk errors and the fine defense of Kahuku able to turn back the Golden Hawks' threat. As Kahuku coming up with a 1st and 10 up around, we'll call it the 43-yard line. As once again, the Hawks are turned back. 3 men to the far side for the quarterback, Funaki. Funaki completes the pass to Natoa. Natoa with fine running room. Natoa into the open at the 20. Tries to cut it back and finally taken down by the Nanakuli defenders up around his 10-yard line. Credit number 80, Alton Kalahiki, along with number 52, Peter K. Aloha with the tackle at the end of the play, as you'll see here. Funaki all kinds of time, for a while at least, finds Natoa in the flat, and Natoa just able to take it out and just bust it out downfield. And a flag on the play, however, will bring all this back. So Natoa, a fine pass, catch, and a run. And the penalty brings it all back.
An eligible receiver downfield, 5 yards. Repeat,
so an ineligible receiver downfield for Kahuku brings the ball back to the Red Raider, call it the 38. Trips to the far side for Funaki, the quarterback. Funaki under some pressure. Gets this away, and it's incomplete into the carpet as he intended the pass out there to Isaac Aolona, the second leading rusher for Kahuku. Aolona slipping, and that pass slightly underthrown anyway. .47 seconds remaining here in the half. 21-0 Kahuku. Hawks able to threaten on at least 2 or 3 occasions tonight, but turned back either by a combination of mental errors or mental errors and penalties, I should say, or simply by the Kahuku defense. Funaki once again, 45 seconds left in the half. Fires it deep, almost with a chance to pick it off there. The Nanakuli linebacker, Peter K. Aloha. 6 feet 180. As you see here, Funaki with some time, gunning it out there to pass a little too tall, and Kealoha almost picking it off. And the Kahuku cheerleaders enjoying the game as much as the players. Funaki, quick pass, complete out to Stevie Laulu. And Laulu into Golden Hawk territory at around the 45. 33 seconds remaining, first half. And timeout on the field with our score, Kahuku 21, the Golden Hawks zip.
Doubles, swoop, cups. Okay, we're going doubles, swoop, cup. Let's go get them. Come on, boys. Come on, boys. Okay? So what's your age? Cup is out now. We're blocking out, right? Block out.
And back to action. 30 seconds left in the half. First and 10 on the Nanakuli 45. Funaki will take it himself. Funaki, all kinds of running room. Reverses his field to the 20, to the 10. He's got a touchdown. So Funaki able to outrace the entire Nanakuli defense. Scores from 45 yards out. But we have a flag on the play. Hold the phone. But still a fine 45-yard run by Funaki all the same. Funaki making the threat to pass and then able to pick up some blocking and pick up his receivers.
15 yards.
And on the clipping penalty, this will bring it back though. But still a nice run by Funaki. As the ball now first and 10 around the Nanakuli, call it the 23-yard line. Timeout for Kahuku.
Enter at your own risk and dare to experience the spine-chilling scares, heart-pounding horrors, and supernatural special effects at the harrowing Honolulu JC's House of Horrors 94. This blood-curdling event will happen on 7 spooky nights at the site of the old gem store on Ward Avenue. Enjoy games and prizes for the whole family with food booths and, best of all, tons of room to park your broom. For more information, call the March of Dimes at 536-1045.
We're going doubles, victory, quit, okay?
And back to action here at Aloha Stadium. 17 seconds remaining in the first half.
Give us good time. We're going doubles, yeah.
Kahuku leading 21-0 over the Nanakuli Golden Hawks.
Let's go.
Shea Pila and his assistants looking on. As Nanakuli Golden Hawk fans looking on and enjoying the contest, although they trail right now 21-0. Still, they've managed to threaten at times, but haven't been able to crack the end zone. As Funaki brings up the Kahuku offensive unit here. Funaki firing, and they say touchdown. The pass complete, I believe, to Mangale, and that is him. Sakalia Mangale, 6'4", 220, the tight end, a junior. Down the pass for the touchdown. And Nanakuli able to score from 27 yards out with 11 seconds remaining. 23, correction, is the official yardage. 27-0 our score. Kahuku able to score 2 touchdowns each in the first and second quarter. The extra point by Stewart is good, and Kahuku now leads 28-0. So the Golden Hawks right now looking at a 28-0 deficit as Kahuku just basically having their own way here in the ball game. As you see here, Funaki just basically all kinds of nice time out there, winging it down deep and finding Mangale on the other end, dialing up the touchdown. So Fuluvaka to kick it off. 11 seconds for the Nanakuli Hawks to do something here in the first half. Nanakuli able to come up with some big plays, but just not able to get enough of them to crack the end zone of Kahuku. Fuluvaka will keep this one on the ground, and it'll be taken in by Leighton Holy. And Leighton Holy gets it ahead over the 35 down to the 37-yard line of the Golden Hawks. 3 seconds left. Nanakuli with one chance to try and crack the end zone here. As you see on the return. The ball taking a nice bounce to Holy, and Holy able to take it up along the far sidelines as you see on the reverse angle here. Holy doing a good job just finding someplace to run and finally getting it up around the 37-yard line. Officially the 39 now at the spot. As we have timeout on the field with 3 seconds left, a 28-0 lead for Kahuku over the Nanakuli Golden Hawks.
You guys got your man on you.
Kahuku pretty much to have their own way in this ball game for the most part. Nanakuli on the other hand looking for something that can work here, some kind of big play that they can break. They're been able to do that, but just not able to string enough of them together to put points on the board. Getting down into scoring territory before being turned back either by a combination of mental errors or the Kahuku defense and or both. So snake formation, 3 receivers in a row on the far side of the field. Asinsin under some pressure, and Asinsin unable to keep his feet. He falls to the turf, and time runs out here in the first half. So Kahuku goes into the locker room at halftime, ahead 28-0. And back to second half action here at Aloha Stadium between Nanakuli and Kahuku, tonight's first round OIA playoff game. Halftime stats, Nanakuli and Kahuku. We'll get to that. This Fuluvaka kicks off here to open the second half. This into the hands of Leighton Holy for Nanakuli. Holy brings it up around the 30-yard line, up around the 32, they officially spot it. Looking at first half statistics here, 16 yards rushing for Nanakuli to 158 for Kahuku. 87 yards passing for the Golden Hawks compared to 166 yards passing for Kahuku. Kahuku total 324 yards on the ground compared to 103 yards total for the Golden Hawks. As the Golden Hawks come up here and take the first possession of the second half. Nanakuli from their 32. This is Asinsin. Gives off to Sage Roman on the pitch. And Roman swallowed up by the red shirt Kahuku defense up around his 40-yard line. Credit Kamaka Aina and company with making the stop. Penalties against Nanakuli has been 5 times for 31 yards, as you see Asinsin here working the option on the corner and finding Roman. And Roman finally taken down by the defensive backfield of Kahuku. Red Raiders called for 7 penalties for 81 yards as Asinsin once again tries that right side of his offensive line on 2nd down and 2. Gets up, I think, to the original line of scrimmage. He may have actually lost a yard. Sacks, 1 for Kahuku, none for Nanakuli. 2 turnovers on the part of the Golden Hawks and 1 for Kahuku. Points off touchdowns, 14 for Kahuku, none for Nanakuli so far. Funaki has been 7 of 11 for 166 yards and 3 touchdowns. Nato has carried 11 times for 96 yards. On 3rd down, here's Asinsin with the deep drop on the roll. Asinsin looking to his receiver. The ball thrown just beyond the hands of number 22, Leighton Holy. Holy, another backup quarterback, 5'9", 170 at juniors, you'll see here. Here's Asinsin. He has Holy, and that ball just a little too far for Holy, in and out of his hands, sort of, so to speak. So that brings up 4th down, and Nanakuli will have the punt. Back deep is Stevie Laulu for Kahuku. He'll take it around his own 25-yard line. Ball is snapped, and let's see. As a whistle and a flag goes flying.
First down for the offense.
And an encroachment on Kahuku, and a mental error will give a first down to the Golden Hawks up around the 47-yard line, 45-yard line is where they'll officially spot it. 44, I should say now, as they set the sticks along the far sideline. Be 1st and 10 from there for the Nanakuli Golden Hawks. Hawks able to move the ball on some big plays, which is primarily what their offense is built around. Wide receiver slot back to the far side for Asinsin. He gets it out once again to Roman, and a flag goes flying, and we could have a holding call as Roman gets the first down up around Kahuku territory. Up around the 45, down to the 44-yard line. We'll see which way the penalty goes. This apparently could well be in the backfield for Nanakuli. We'll see. No, ball being advanced downfield, and this a Kahuku penalty. So Kahuku hurting themselves with penalties tonight and mental errors. Even though they lead 28-0, their talent able to overcome their mistakes for the most part. But still, making the kind of errors that obviously Doug Simona is not happy about. 9:47 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Nanakuli capitalizing on mental errors and mistakes by the Kahuku Red Raiders. However, they trail 28-0. I formation. Asinsin with the fake. Asinsin with some running room. Asinsin breaks it open downfield to the 10, to the 5. So Kahuku finding some running room, busting some big plays out there, capitalizing on some mental errors and mistakes by the Kahuku Red Raiders. Has the ball first and goal at the 5-yard line. You'll see here, a Simpson, good ball handler out there in that option. Nice driving block, finds the crease, able to bust it upfield. And closing in for the tackle, that's Keola Wilkins. But not before Kahuku able to get the ball up around the 5-yard line. Nanakuli, I should say, on the Kahuku 5. The give, straight ahead goes Kunukau, lightly used tonight, but able to make a yard or two. Bring up a second and goal. Ball spotted inside the 5, down to around the 4-yard line. 9:16, 9:14, time winding down here in the third quarter. Golden Hawks trying to be patient, trying to avoid the mistake. This is their deepest penetration of Kahuku territory tonight. There goes a Simpson one more time, and a Simpson swallowed up by the defense of Kahuku. So that'll bring up third and goal now, as a Simpson only able to make it back to the line of scrimmage, and that's been it. There's the gang tackling of the Red Raiders. Able to turn him back. Nanakuli Golden Hawks, though, hoping to get back into this little at a time. Right now with a 3rd and 4 goal to go. There's a Simpson rolling out, and a Simpson, not able to find anybody, goes down back around the Kahuku 10. Among those making the stop for the Red Raiders, Nolan Alo. As a Simpson trying to get out on the corner, trying to make something out of nothing, tries to pull up, tries to get a man open, nothing doing, and he finally gets swallowed up by the Red Raider defense. So the Red Raiders able to turn back the threat of Nanakuli, and Nanakuli on 4th down going to try and crack the end zone here. Poaching out to the far side. Slot man, I believe, is Holy. Sage Roman in the backfield. Roman, of course, also the backup quarterback. Roman fires for the end zone. And they're going to say Kahuku possession as an interception by the Red Raiders. Will give Kahuku the ball at around their own 9-yard line, so the Red Raiders able to turn away the Nanakuli threat once again, as Kahuku will have 1st and 10 at their own 10-yard line. You see here the halfback option out to Sage Roman. And Roman trying to make something out of nothing. Laulu, and then Holy coming up with it. And then Holy going to the carpet, and the ball turned over on downs, and the Nanakuli defense on the pursuit, taking down Vai Natoa. As the Nanakuli fans, a spirited bunch, seeing themselves return to the playoffs for the first time in several years. 6:33 remaining. Nanakuli ganging up on the line of scrimmage. The give is to Aolona. Aolona to the line of scrimmage, and that's pretty much it. So the Golden Hawks making a stand here at their own 10-yard line. Able to stymie the Red Raiders so far here on their first possession of the second half. Second possession, excuse me. So Funaki, power I formation, 3rd and 10. The give is to Natoa. Natoa needed to get out over the 20, stopped at the 19. Penalty flag goes flying. And we'll see what the penalty was. As you see Aolona on the reverse angle, breaking out there, and a penalty called against Kahuku. This will send them backwards. Finishing off the play at the end there with the tackle, Peter K. Aloha, the linebacker, 6 feet 180, a senior.
Personal foul against the offense. Half the distance to the goal. Fourth
And the
down.
first. And so the personal foul penalty, I should say, against Kahuku backs them up. And the Red Raiders call timeout, leading 28-0 over the Nanakuli Golden Hawks. 5:32 remaining in the third quarter. And back to action on fourth down. Kahuku kicking it away, I believe for the first time tonight. And taking it back, Jerry Bright, 5'11", 150-pound senior, the return man for Nanakuli. As the Golden Hawks have the ball in good field position in Kahuku's side of the field. As you see Bright, the ball settling into his hands. Bright with some fine running here. Dancing the tightrope and finally getting out of bounds and taken out there among the defenders, taking him out, Otis Wong. As the Hawks threatening once again. Trailing 28-0, looking for something. Kunakao tries to make a little something ahead as he gets ahead and runs into a wall of red jerseys up around, call it the 37, possibly down to the 36-yard line. They call it a gain of 2. As you see here on the first down play, Kunakao. As the defense of Kahuku able to shed the block and come up and swallow up Kunakao and company. This is a Simpson on the roll, throwing against his body. Fires complete and coming up with it, I believe this is Olevao. Shane Kui rather. Coming up with the turnover, takes it into Nanakuli territory at the Hawk 45 off the pass completion. You see a Simpson here throwing a fine ball against his body. Leighton Holy making the catch and then not able to hold on, and the Kui picking it up and punching it back into Nanakuli territory. As finally Sage Roman and company able to bring him down. Power I formation, Natoa. Natoa down to the 35, down to the 33-yard line. As the fine defense of Kahuku able to turn back the Golden Hawks with a turnover. I believe that's their third or fourth turnover tonight for the Golden Hawks. As you see Nanakuli fans still hoping against hope that they can climb back into this thing and possibly win it. Stranger things can happen, I can tell you. 2nd down and 2 at the 35-yard line of Nanakuli for the Kahuku Red Raiders. Power I formation. Fa'avai along with Jason Hiola, the blocking back in front of Natoa. As Hiola that time going for good yardage on the 1st down. From the power I formation again, Hiola able to go some 3 or 4 yards over the line of scrimmage before finally being brought down. Ball spotted at the 28, 1st and 10 for Kahuku in Nanakuli territory. Again, power I formation, blocking back to the far side. Hiola once again pounding the middle of that Nanakuli defense, trying to wear down the Hawks here. Time winding down here in the 3rd quarter, 2:44 remaining. So on 2nd down and 8, 2:30 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Again, another power I formation, this time blocking back to the near side. And the play action fake. And this is complete to number 34. That's Ken Fa'avai. You see here, they slip Fa'avai out from the blocking back position. Just slips out, gets out there along the 20 and turns it up. Finally knocked out of bounds by the Nanakuli defender, Ernest Mahelona. And a young fan here taking in the action. Tailback Natoa plows ahead down to the 15. He gets ahead for 2. As you see here. Good slide going down the line of scrimmage by the Nanakuli defender there. I believe that might have been Ernest Mahelona coming in to make the tackle, I believe. And a Nanakuli defender getting his chin strap or something with his face mask being adjusted, I believe, down there. Anyway, they clear that up and we get set to resume action once again on 2nd and 8 on the 15-yard line. Wishbone backfield, and the give is to A'alona. A'alona down to the 10, where he's taken down by number 25, Jerry Bright, the wide receiver, also defensive back, 5'11", 150, a senior out there. See here, A'alona on the reverse angle. Just running over Jerry Bright, and Bright just taking him down with a nice ankle tackle at the end. Power I set this time for Natoa. And encroachment offside is going to be called against Nanakuli Golden Hawks. And that'll bring up a 5-yard penalty and a 1st down and 5, goal to go at the 5-yard line. As Kahuku able to steadily march downfield for the most part. Just about a minute left here in the 1st half. Excuse me, in the 3rd quarter, I should say. Correction. The give to Natoa, running room to the near side, and he takes it in for the score. So Vai Natoa going in for the touchdown with 48 seconds remaining. Scores his 1st touchdown of the night to make it 34-0 now. As Kahuku basically running away from the Golden Hawks at this point. Stewart comes on to add the extra point out of the hold of Kolo Funaki, the starting quarterback. Naki puts it down. And Stewart punches it through the uprights. So with 48 seconds remaining here in the third quarter, it's Kahuku 35, Nanakuli nothing. You'll get a look here at the touchdown replay. Just all kinds of open green running room for Natoa there. As giving chase is the Nanakuli defender, Salausa. Panapa Salausa, defensive back, 5'10", 150, the senior. Lowering the boom there. Once again, it's Kahuku 35 and Nanakuli nothing. 48 seconds remaining, third quarter.
It takes 4 tanks of fuel to get them there and back, and they're not planning to stop till they get home. The Air National Guard.
And back to action at Aloha Stadium. 48 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Kahuku leads right now 35-0. Red Raiders, for the most part, just basically blowing out the Nanakuli Hawks. Fuluvaka kicks off. Settles into the hands of Leighton Holy. Holy brings it up around the 25. They officially spotted up around the 26. And Nanakuli will have it there at their own 26, 1st and 10. As you see here, Holy just basically following his blocking, looking for something. Looking to try and pop it out. And Nicholas Asinson, looking at a 35-0 deficit, comes out in a shotgun formation. Asinson now forced to pass here in this situation. And Asinson sacked, and the ball knocked loose, but they say he's down by contact. Simpson knocked back to his own 18, possibly 19-yard line. As you see the tough, heavy rush of the Kahuku defenders, knowing now that Simpson and company have absolutely no choice but to throw the ball on virtually every down if they want to try and get back in this one. And you can see there, lowering the boom, the big Katouche by number 54, and that is Nolan Alo, a defensive lineman, 5'11", 190, a junior for Kahuku. And as the quarter runs out, after 3 quarters of play, Kahuku shutting out the Nanakuli Golden Hawks, 35-0. And back to action we go on 1st and 10. Or second, I should say, and 18 on the 18-yard line. Sage Roman flips the pass out on the halfback option. Back to Nicholas Asinson. And Asinson able to get to the line of scrimmage, the original line of scrimmage, plus a yard extra to bring up a 3rd and 9 now. As we enter the final quarter of play here in the first round of the OYA Gridiron Playoffs. 11:23 on the clock, 35-0 Kahuku. From shotgun formation, Asinson gets away. Asinson fires, has his man Henry Poaching out there, Poaching with the first down, and the big play once again for Nanakuli. Gives him a first down. Official spot will be at the Golden Hawks 45, as you saw Po Ching run up into a flying kick up against the Aloha Stadium sidelines. Here on the reverse angle, you see a Simpson keeping his head up, trying to see where everybody's going while trying to also keep an eye on the ball and picking it up. Good head-up play. And here's Po Ching at the end of it. Too bad we couldn't show you when he went all the way up against the sidelines. As under pressure, here is Po Ching trying to dig up the pass from his quarterback, Asinson. And Asinson looking on, somewhat despondent at this point. Looking at a 35-0 deficit. The Hawks basically looking for a moral victory to try and at least end the Kahuku shutout and at least put a couple of points on the board for themselves here. With 11:02 remaining in the ball game. Asinson looking to the sideline. You have to give it to the Hawks, trailing 35-0. The kids out there for Nanakuli still giving it their all. Able to threaten several times in this ball game. The screen pass to Roman, and you can see the execution and the wear and tear starting to take its toll. The execution not as sharp that time for the Golden Hawks. As the flag goes flying out there, we'll see who this is against. Of course, if you're Coach Doug Simones for Kahuku, you're not going to be happy with what you're seeing tonight. As here's a Simpson having to dig up the low pass. A Simpson basically trying to sell the screen pass. And Roman losing the handle. And you can see, as I say, the wear and tear beginning to take its toll on the Nanakuli Golden Hawks there.
Second down.
And they say blocking below the waist. Called on the Golden Hawks. This backs them up to a 2nd and 25 at their own 30. Nicky Asinson fires complete to Po Ching. And Po Ching able to grab the pass and take it out of bounds up around the 47-yard line of Nanakuli. So the Golden Hawks still out there. Not looking at this sharp, not looking that sharp as the wear and tear begin to take it on them, but still able to break a few big plays here and there. Nice catch by Po Ching at the end of that, as you saw. Po Ching has been something of a stump in the way of the Kahuku Red Raiders out here. As a Simpson fires, and Po Ching, they say he's out of bounds. Po Ching, the top receiver for the Golden Hawks. Coming into tonight's game in the blue division, Po Ching, the leading receiver, with 11 catches for 511 yards, 5 touchdowns, and a 46.5-yard average. As you see, Simpson here, the stop and go, finding Po Ching, but Po Ching well out of bounds. Brings up a 4th down now, and they call it 8 at the 47-yard line of the Golden Hawks. But still, Nanakuli able to put a scare into Kahuku at times tonight. You have to wonder what this will do for Kahuku's next opponent. As Sage Roman now from shotgun will take it all by himself, and he'll turn it over on downs. And Kahuku will take over. We'll see if they come back with the same starting unit or if we'll see some backup players now for Kahuku. And Roman and company, as they try to work the option down the sidelines, trying to work a big play, they don't get it. And Shane the Kui, the big man tonight, who's been in there on many of the defensive plays for Kahuku, is in on another one. Give again to Natoa. Natoa has to be well over 100 yards this evening. In at quarterback now for Kahuku is Preston Taylor, 6 feet 165, a junior, replacing Kolo Funaki, the 5'10", 180-pound junior. So another junior replacing a starting junior out there. So good experience for Kahuku rather, for the Red Raiders, as Otis Wong in motion, and that time the misplay by Taylor sends Kahuku marching backwards as a near turnover back to the Nanakuli Golden Hawks. As Taylor, the inexperienced there, as you see here, trying to take it down the sidelines on the pitch play, and I believe that's Aolona falling on it. And Taylor sits them down once again. The give is to Aolona. Aolona sheds one tackle, breaks it out down the sidelines, has running room. This looks like a touchdown, and it will be a touchdown for Kahuku to make it 41-0 now for the Red Raiders, as the route is on tonight. As Isaac Aolona taking it down the sidelines for the touchdown. As the extra point crew comes on for the Kahuku Red Raiders, and indeed they have been a crew tonight, just basically marching it downfield steadily for the most part. Stewart punches through the extra point once again to make it 42-0 with 8:27 left in the ball game. Kahuku, of course, will advance to the second round of the OIA Gridiron Playoffs against a team yet to be determined. And once again, we'll get to see the touchdown here as the Kahuku fans celebrating the rout of Nanakuli. As you see Taylor here just giving it to Aolona on the reverse. On a misdirection reverse, and Aolona looking inside, then breaking it to the outside. Going down the sidelines, 45 yards for the touchdown. So Shea Pila talking to his players and talking to his coaches up in the booth. Talking to his young men, telling them, hey, maybe we can't win this one, but perhaps we should keep our heads up and keep our pride there and try and see if we can put some extra points on the scoreboard. As the officials looking on. And Fuluvaka set to kick it off for Kahuku. Back deep for Nanakuli is Alex Amina, along with Sage Roman, deep to receive the kickoff. Kahuku, though, for the most part, will probably keep this on the ground. We'll see what Fuluvaka elects to do here. No, he'll punch it up into the air, and it'll settle into Roman's arms, and we'll see where he can take it. Roman to the 30, breaks it out to the 40. Laulu, the only man to beat, and Roman gets out around midfield. He had a feeling after that little lecture on the sidelines that Nanakuli was still going to try and do something here. Basically, for the Nanakuli Golden Hawks, they're just looking to put some points on the scoreboard at this point of the ball game. Trailing 42-0. There's Roman here. Nice little swivel hips move there, as you see. Just basically negotiating his way and then breaking through out into the open as Kahuku perhaps breaking their lanes too soon on their kickoff coverage. And Stevie Laulu, the only man to beat, knocking Roman out around the Kahuku 49, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Golden Hawks. You get the feeling if Nanakuli could break a few more big plays like this, maybe they would still be in this ball game. Simpson on the double reverse, fires it complete. And a moral victory of sorts as Henry Po Ching 49-yard pass play completion. Touchdown, Nanakuli. So although they're being knocked out of this game 42-6 right now with 8:06 remaining in the ball game, still Nanakuli able to muster some pride and able to break the goose egg on the scoreboard, and the Kahuku shutout for the most part is over as Nanakuli posting 6 points on the board. It'll be Leighton Holy to hold. Nicholas Simpson for the point conversion. Simpson punches it right down the middle, and it's 42-7. Kahuku over Nanakuli right now. So a couple of big plays, and Nanakuli able to get on the board and post something of a moral victory here, putting 7 points on the board late. And you see here, the give is to Holy, who then reverses it back to Roman, who then pitches it back to Simpson, and Simpson finds Po Ching, who escapes the double coverage and punches it into the end zone. So the Nanakuli Golden Hawks at least celebrating the fact that they've managed to crack the tough Kahuku defense and put 7 points on the board. You have the feeling that if it were not for mental mistakes on the part of the Hawks and just a few more big plays here and there, maybe a little more consistency in their running attack and maybe just a little more bench strength overall, and this game might be a little closer than it appears on the scoreboard. And of course, as I said, Coach Doug Simonis obviously not happy with some of the mental errors he saw early on in his Kahuku offense, making some mental errors. Basically being penalized 7 times for 81 yards in the first half alone. As Nanakuli set to kick off here, we'll see if they elect the onside kick and try and see if they can get the ball back and post one more batch of points on the board. 8:06 remaining. Stranger things have happened sometimes. We'll see what happens here. At the same time, however, Kahuku lined up with their hands team, anticipating an onside kick in this situation. Still 8:06 remaining. Still some time for Kahuku to put, or rather Nanakuli to put a few more points on the board. And kicking off for the Hawks is a Simpson. This goes deep into the hands of Natoa. Or Laulu, I should say. Laulu with some running room. Flags are down. Laulu reverses his field at the 45, dances out to the 47 along the sidelines, but hold the phone. We have a penalty flag back around the 26-yard line. Apparently the penalty called against Kahuku. We'll see if they elect to go with their second string offense here. And Preston Taylor taking the field for the Red Raiders. So the second string offense for the most part in there for the Red Raiders.
We have clipping.
As clipping called against Kahuku on the return.
First down.
This backs them up to
Injury
inside
timeout.
their own 15, down officially to around the 13-yard line. .751 remaining in the ball game. We get to take a little bit of a look at the backup players for Kahuku here. Preston Taylor, the junior backup quarterback out there now for Kahuku, as Kolo Funaki done for the evening. Haiola, the fullback, and Ken Fa'avai in the tailback position. Whistle on the field holds up play. And a dead ball foul called against Kahuku. This would back them up. Also receivers out there for Kahuku. are number 81, Marvin Cravens. And if that name sounds familiar, yeah, part of the Craven family. Also out there at the wide receiver position is number 28, Micah Woods. The give is to Fa'avai. Fa'avai loses the handle. Let's see. This is a turnover. Charge to Kahuku, and Nanakuli comes up with it. As a new quarterback out there, Preston Taylor and company not able to make the mesh. And so Nanakuli, the Hawks, with a golden opportunity here, as you'll see. Fa'avai gives up the ball after the hit. The big cartouche by Nanakuli's Dick Coco. Among some of the standouts for Nanakuli this season, 5'11", 205. He's a senior, giving it all in what amounts to his last game here, wearing a Nanakuli jersey. As Simpson lines up his team in the I formation. Ball at the 8. Simpson looking to take it himself, dances over the 5, down to the 4. Where it'll be second down. 6:27 remaining in the ball game. 42-7, and Nanakuli looking to put a few more points on the board here, score a moral victory in cracking that tough Kahuku defense. One of the team captains, Steve Laulu, now coming off the field. I formation for the Hawks. One man in the slot. Simpson trying to roll, and Simpson swarmed under, back around the 10, back to the 11-yard line. And you'll see here as Simpson, you see the big rush being put on by big number 90, Maui Kahalepuna, 6 feet 240, a senior, busts through there. And Shea Pila wanting to call a timeout here and talk to his offensive unit. 5:39 remaining. 42-7 the score for Kahuku, leading Nanakuli right here. Trailing by 35 points. Looking to cut that down to 28 if they can get a touchdown, and perhaps get it down to 27 points. Something of a moral victory here for Nanakuli. Fourth quarter action. 5:39 remaining here in the ball game. Nanakuli, some mental errors by their second team members.
Really? You guys? Oh, hi. You know that the fire one, right? The one that's
And back to action at Aloha Stadium. I'm Al Morikami, bringing you tonight's ball game. I formation for the Nanakuli Golden Hawks. They trail 42-7, but threatening here. The attempted pass by the Simpson to Po Ching. Defending on the play, Aaron Stewart, their fine extra point kicker. That'll bring up a fourth down situation now. As Simpson rolling to the corner. He's had to roll out to try and develop all kinds of time as he tries to gun it into Po Ching. And Stewart knocking it away at the last second. So on fourth down and 8 now, Simpson and company looking to get into that Kahuku end zone one more time tonight. They trail 42-7 here. Simpson under heavy pressure, and Simpson brought down back around his own 13-yard line. So give it to the Nanakuli Golden Hawks. Still trying out there, still giving it their all. 5:25 remaining in the ball game. They trail 42-7. They threatened following a Kahuku turnover, and threatened here. trying to crack the Kahuku end zone one more time. Asinsin. You can see here a lot of pressure on Asinsin by the Kahuku defense, and Asinsin in trying to break away, trying to open up something for his receivers, instead knocked down and sacked. And Kahuku on first down able to get a yard, and that's pretty much it. 5 minutes remaining as the Kahuku crowd looking on, enjoying this one. Power I formation. The give to A'olona, their second leading rusher. A'olona down the sidelines. First down and more up around the 25 of Kahuku. Inside of 5 minutes now, down to 4:37 remaining in the ball game. A good effort put up by Nanakuli, but Kahuku just a little deeper perhaps, and perhaps just a little more talented as a result. And a penalty down, and this will back up Kahuku's second string. As wide receivers into the game for Kahuku.
Repeat, second down.
Micah Woods, 5'8", 155, a junior. Also in Marvin Cravens, 5'8", 140, a junior also. So two junior wide receivers split wide. The tight end, I believe, Alan Keel. And Preston Taylor going back to pass. And flags go flying as a snap comes out from center. And illegal procedure called against Kahuku. As coming in now to the game for Kahuku is Sakalia Mangale, the tight end, 6'4", 220, a junior. Now checking in for Kahuku, Dan Chase, who scored on a touchdown in the third quarter earlier this evening to make it 35-0 at that juncture for Kahuku. Right now, the Red Raiders leading 42-7 with timeout on the field. 4:22 remaining on the clock here in the fourth quarter. The Nanakuli Golden Hawk fans still enjoying themselves here. This their first playoff appearance in several years. And Shea Pila and company putting together a fine team in the blue division that they hope to one day return the program to the level that they had back in 1982 when they lost to St. Louis 15-12 in one of St. Louis' first Prep Bowl title defense games. And so on second down and 20 on the 3-yard line, the give to Isaac A'olona. A'olona breaks it out along the sidelines. And let's see where they spot him. A'olona had it out along. Had to get up around the 23-yard line. As you see, a nice run here by A'olona. A'olona able to get upfield several yards and stepping out just shy of the first down marker. The ball officially spotted on the 19 to bring up 3rd and 4 now. And poor ball handling by the Kahuku second team, and this brings up 4th down and Kahuku having to punt it away. As you see Taylor here on 3rd down, stumbling out from under center. The young man getting some lessons in being on the field under fire. Punting away for Kahuku. Victor Brock Back deep single safety, Leighton Holy. And Brock off the side of his foot. And a penalty called. And so on.
We have a player with illegal equipment on the offense, incompleted pass, penalty is declined.
And so, no matter what, the ball turned over on downs here on 4th down. As Kahuku trying to take Nanakuli's return team by surprise. And so 1st and 10 for the Nanakuli Golden Hawks. Yet another golden opportunity to get into the end zone. And you get the feeling watching this that if they had been able to spring together a few more big plays, that who knows how this game might have turned out. Sage Roman on the broken play offense there, able to get about a yard inside down to the 14-yard line. Brings up 2nd down, 3:19 remaining. Nanakuli still with some pride left, looking to put one more touchdown on the board here. This could very well be could be their 3rd touchdown attempt of the night if they had converted on that last possession. But Nanakuli still trying to give it their best out there. 2 receivers to the far side. Po Ching, the intended wide receiver, hanging all over him, I believe Stewart for Kahuku. As the Hawks looking to salvage something out of this playoff game for them. Shotgun formation for Nick Simpson. Here on 3rd down and long. Simpson looking to the end zone. High looping pass in the direction of his intended receiver, Leighton Holy. But knocked away at the last second by the safety man coming over, Nihoa Pule, as you'll see here. Simpson buying himself some time, now finally coming under pressure. Holy, and then coming over Pule at the last second to knock it away. Pass just a little too high by Simpson too. And with 2:40 remaining, Kahuku, or rather Nanakuli, takes a timeout, trailing 42-7. Fans for Nanakuli celebrating, looking on, just basically enjoying being at the ballpark tonight. Taking a school night break out here at Aloha Stadium. And back to action we go as Kahuku deploys their defense here on 4th down and 9 on the 14-yard line. 2:40 remaining in the ball game. High formation behind the quarterback of Simpson. Roman, halfback option. Roman for the end zone. And the ball almost picked off by Stewart back there. Regardless, it's a turnover on downs, and it'll be Kahuku possession with less than 2.5 minutes remaining in the ball game. Very nearly chicken squat time here for the Kahuku Red Raiders, sitting on a 42-7 lead. Red Raiders exploding for 14 points in the first and second quarters of this game, basically breaking it open and taking a 28-0 lead into the locker room, then posting 14 more points here in the second half. One touchdown in each quarter to take a 42-7 lead here. Nanakuli scoring in the fourth quarter, taking advantage of mistakes and miscues by the second team of Kahuku, as Ken Fa'avai, as you see here, coming on, replacing Isaac Aolona. Preston Taylor at quarterback here for the most part here in the fourth quarter. Taylor earning his stripes under fire here, as you might say. I formation behind Taylor. Receivers split left and right. The give is to Fa'avai, and he makes it about a yard over the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. They'll bring up third down now, as once again you get to see it here. A little bit better execution by the linemen for Kahuku there. Mostly their second string there, and coming in to finish off the play, Lisale Palacio. The give this time to Aolona. And Aolona reversing his field and brought down back around, call it the 15-yard line. Forward progress, though, they'll give it to him up around, call it the 17. As Aolona and company will come off, and the punting team with Victor Brock and company will come on. And you see here, Aolona getting some good blocking, trying to look for something. And then finally wrapped up by the defense of Nanakuli, the Golden Hawks. Kaeo finishing off the play defensively as Brock gets away a nice kick. Out to midfield and rolling down to Doug Simones around Nanakuli's 47-yard line. .28 seconds remaining now for Nanakuli to try and do something here. Nanakuli with just 7 points on the board, obviously looking to try and get something here. Let them go out on a positive note. Build a little something for next year. Snake formation. 3 receivers in a row. In an I formation of sorts out along the far side. Single receiver to the near side. And Simpson fires it downfield and caught out over the 37-yard line, making the catch, Leighton Holy. It's Nanakuli doing what they've done all night, just winging it out there and trying to make the big play, and they do. And they'll have first down up around the, call it the 38-yard line. And a personal foul is declined against Kahuku, with 21 seconds remaining in the ball game. Nanakuli with trip sets to the far side. Clock now winding down inside of 18 seconds. 14 seconds now. Simpson under some pressure, lets it go down the middle of the field for Roman! And he's unable to hold on. 5 seconds left. As Nanakuli putting a little bit of a scare into that Kahuku defense. Able to work some big plays, especially with the deep pass patterns against them.
Out, Nanakuli.
And timeout called by the Nanakuli Golden Hawks with 5 seconds left in the ball game. Kahuku will go home with a win. It's just a matter by how many, as they lead 42-7 here with 5 seconds left. But Nanakuli, the Hawks, with some pride left, still trying to work the big play, as you see here. Here's Simpson. Simpson very conscious of that line of scrimmage. Finally lets it go. The deep pass downfield for Roman almost picked off, and actually Roman doing a good job of playing the defensive back there to knock that away from Stewart and company back there. As Kahuku now dropping off into a prevent style defense. Some room left in the middle. We'll see what they do here. Another outside pitch option play. Leighton Holy. And with no time remaining, he's knocked out along the 8-yard line. No time left on the clock, so that does it. Kahuku goes home with a 42-7 win over the Nanakuli Golden Hawks, as Kahuku advancing now to the second round of the OIA Gridiron Playoffs. From Aloha Stadium, I'm Al Morikami. Aloha.